up, YouTube? Welcome back to On The Gas Show, and we're back with another video, guys. And today's gonna be a special video just because I finally got a truck that I've been looking for a very, very long time. Now, if you guys been up to date with our social medias, you guys probably seen this truck on the Instagram and Facebook. Well, this truck right here, guys, is special, and it's special because this truck used to be mine. I bought it in 2009. It was my first brand new truck that I ever bought. Now, I had two trucks before this one. I had an OBS, which is a 1998. I bought that truck when I was 17 years old. My second truck was an extended cab 2004 GMC. That one was extended cab 5.3. Ended up going to 6.0, built transmission, big cam heads, the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole starter pack. I even put nitrous on that truck, and that truck used to run 1170s back in the day, back in 2008, 2009. That's when I had that truck. And then after that, I sold my green teal 1998 OBS, which was my first truck, and I had the blue extended cab, and I was doing a lot of racing, street racing on that truck. But take in mind, guys, this is back in the day. This is back in 2008, 2009. The truck scene back in the day wasn't as big as it is now. Now, there's always been a truck scene. There's always been here, Houston, the Valley, California, everywhere else, but it wasn't as big as it is now. Remember me with that blue truck and my green OBS? We used to go to car meets, you know, meets here local, and it was just all Camaros, and if it wasn't like American muscle cars, it was imports. You didn't have truck meets. This is way before, you know, HPT started, which HPT was one of the first brands that I started back in 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, and then I think we kind of like not shut it up, but when we started On The Gas racing in 2012, that's when we kind of let go of the Houston Performance trucks. But that was when I was repping the Houston Performance truck, which was HPT back in the day. If you guys are OGs here in the Houston area, you guys might remember that. So that was my second truck. We used to go to car meets. I used to sell stickers right there in the meet, you know what I'm saying, slanging them stickers, HPT stickers. And then in 2009, I was like, man, you know what? I want a brand new truck, and I want a red truck. I've seen a couple of these red trucks already out with some wheels and everything. I think I was like 19 when I bought this one, 2009. So I didn't have good credit. I think I just got my first official full-time job. So me and my dad went to Ron Carter here in Pearland, Texas, and I wanted a red single cab V8. It didn't matter if it was a 4.8 or a 5.3. They didn't come in 6.0. They only come in 4.8, 5.3. I wanted a red single cab V8, black interior. Well, pulled up to Ron Carter. They didn't have any, but they had one in Oklahoma. So I ended up getting that one. I paid a little extra to get the truck shipped. 2 days later, the truck shows up, and this was it right here. So after so many years of wanting a brand new truck, I get it. I fix it up. I put some rims. I do color matching. I do all the good stuff. I ended up selling it in 2013. And that's how many years ago, Acosta? 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 11 years ago, 11 years later, I get to find this truck, and I actually seen it in Atlanta, and I had to buy it. I had to buy it just because this truck has sentimental value to me. It was my first truck. I sold it because I didn't want it anymore. I kind of like lost interest at the time. And today, guys, we're gonna be talking about this truck. So here it is, guys, 2009 single cab 5.3. So it was a 5.3, and it was black interior. The first thing I did to this truck when I got it, I dropped it, and I had put some 22s, some Boy Cottons. I did like a 4.6, and I did a 22-inch Boy Cottons. Now, 22s on these trucks, this body style is a little bit bulkier, a little bit bigger, so the wheels look kind of small. But then at the time, I really didn't have a lot of money to be, you know, spending money on big wheels. So I ended up getting the Boy Cottons, the Harms. We did a narrow rim and everything, had it like that for a little bit, and then I talked to intro. I ended up going with some intro wheels now, and then after that, it was over. We started doing the suspension. I think I did like, it was a static drop at first, and then I ended up bagging the back first, So I didn't have a lot of money. I had to do it by steps. So I bagged the rear first because I did a 26 by 12 4-inch back space. We ended up doing a 3-link in the back with airbags. I don't remember exactly who was the one that did the bags. I think it was B2D. B2D, have you heard of B2D?
B2D? No, that's before my time.
Before your time, bro? I think it was B2D, John. Chassis, John Fab. You ever heard of John Fab? I think that's his. He used to work at the shop back in the day. And he's the one that did the bag setup on this one. And then Anthony at All Star did the front. And then, oh no, the first thing that I did was static drop it. And I ended up going with the HD front end. That was real popular to do back in the day. Go with the HD clip. Now, since I bought it in 2009, 2010, in 2009, 2010, there was another HD clip. This is a 2011 HD clip, and nobody had it at the junkyard, so I had to go buy it at the dealer. I think I ended up spending like $3,000 to $4,000 on the bumper, the hood, and the grill, which is still on it right now. So I did that, and then I did the bag job. I did the interior with Enrique back in the day. So these seats are Enrique's seats, and he used to do them at his house. So I went to his house to do the leather seats on that one. Ended up going with the center console, W7, no blow through. I didn't have the money for the blow through. I mean, blow throughs back in the day were $10,000 and up. I didn't have the money to do the blow through, so I ended up going with the center console, W7. It used to bang pretty good. I had a nice screen. I had the epicenter. I had another equalizer that will make the music sound live and all that stuff. I mean, a lot of memories with this truck, a lot of memories for sure. I used to go to a bunch of cruises. I went to a couple of car shows, Texas Heat Wave when it was popping back in the day. It was at least, out here doing, you know what I'm saying? Just moving stuff around. I think it hit a couple shows in the Valley, South Padre Island. We did the Border Bash. It was on the front cover of the Border Bash flyer. So this truck has a lot of history. This is the truck that I had a 98 OBS, and then I had the other GMC. I did a lot with the GMC with the extended cab when I was racing. But then when I bought this one, it took me to a different, not level, but the next step. Because I was getting into the car show. This is when I was hanging out with Rio Sound out there in Rio Grande. I used to hang around with other guys that were in the truck scene as well, and they were really popular at the same time. They were like the heavy hitters. I was just the young gun, you know what I'm saying? The youngin, just hanging out, you know, learning from all these guys. All these guys had money. They had the cars, they had the diesels, they had the trailers, they had the race trucks, the race cars, and all that good stuff. I was just a little kid, just enjoying the time. And then within time, you know what I'm saying, putting in the work and the effort and stuff like that. By this time, On the Gas already existed too, because we started On the Gas in 2012. And this was one of the trucks with the first, it actually was the first truck with the On the Gas decal. I actually had a plate in 2010, 2011, that it said On the Gas in the front, and we're gonna drop that picture right now. So today, guys, you're pretty much getting a video of just a little bit of the history. Not just the truck, but a little bit of history of On the Gas and myself and all that good stuff. So we're gonna drop a picture right here with the On the Gas license plate. I went to a couple car shows, Texas Heat Wave, Texas Showdown here, the South Padre event, which was also a Heat Wave event. Those were the only shows that were like really popping back in the day. So those were the big shows. And then, of course, we had the HPT Shootout, and we had the October Truck Madness. But that was a little bit more of a party, racing, burnout, and truck show at the same time. The other shows, no burnouts, pretty much more quality rides. You know, sit, you know, park, display your car, your truck, and that's what we used to do with this one. So, enough talking here. Let's talk a little bit about the truck. So 11 years later, I find it. I actually bought it like 6 months ago. I just never had time to go to bring it to the shop. And last week, the guys were not too busy, so I sent them out to Oklahoma, because that's where the truck was at. Now, I sold it and it went to Vegas. And when I sold it, it went to Vegas and it was in Ground Zero. And then them dudes sold it to the Andy, I think, in Iowa. And from being on the gas truck to being a Ground Zero truck, and then from Ground Zero to being a Team Billet truck, because the Andy was Team Billet. So this truck was on the gas, Ground Zero, and then it was in Team Billet, and now it's back at On the Gas. So we're gonna show you right now. It has a couple of Team Billet stickers on it. It has a blow through and stuff like that. that we're gonna be showing you in a bit. So I sold it and went to Vegas, and then it went to Iowa, and then Deanna had it for a little bit, and then I think he sold it to another family member. I'm not too sure with the stories, but it ended up staying in Iowa. And then one year, I think it was 21 or 22, I see it at Atlanta, and Atlanta truck invasion. Matter of fact.
Yeah, I think Saucy, somebody took a picture of you.
Yeah. So I was like, man, I think this is my truck. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been keeping up with it. Now, it does have the same front end, but it does have different wheels, and it does have other stuff that I didn't have when I had it.
What made you know that it was your truck?
So the first thing that I seen it, I was like, man, this looks just like the truck that I had. Now, when I sold it, guys, I sold it with wheels. I sold it with airbags. I sold it, color match and everything. There was, like I said, there's a couple things that the truck didn't have, like the sunroof and the blow through. That's one thing that the truck didn't have. And the brakes. It didn't have brakes. I had the stock brakes on it. Back in the day, I didn't have money for the brakes. The brakes go expensive. I don't know how much these brakes go for, but if you go like the 16-inch big brakes, them hoes go for like 6,000, 7,000, 5,000 to 7,000, just depends. So when I first seen it, I was like, man, this looks just like my truck. And the first thing that I do is I walk over here, and I was like, I took off the original, I don't know what it said. I don't know if I remember this truck, it was like a Texas edition or something, or it said 1500. So I took the original stuff off. I get the 2500 HD because I do the front end. So I did the front end on it. So I wasn't gonna do 35 because it's not a dually, but I was gonna do the 25 because I got the 3500 HD front end. So that was one of the first things that was like, okay, you know what? This guy has the same badges that I had on my truck. And I was like, man, it looks really familiar. It looks badass. It'll be cool if I was to find my truck. I come back here and I was like, yeah, this truck has a tonneau. Mine didn't have a tonneau. So then I look at the tubs and I remember this doghouse. It was different because of the 3-link. So normally the doghouse comes up, goes this way, and then comes down, just like this. But on this one, the 3-link, back in the day, it was different. It was hitting on the bed. So they had to do this doghouse a little different. So when I walk over here, I was like, hey, this is the same doghouse that I had. But then again, I was like, nah, this truck has a tonneau and it has a sunroof. So then I come over here and I look at the speakers, and I had Infinity Kappa speakers right there. So I was like, man, this has to be it. And I don't know if it was with the truck had the windows down or what. But then we seen the interior, and I was like, okay, I had all this color match. The black seats with the leather, with the red stitching. I had all this color match and everything, but it didn't have a center console. I had a sound system in the center console, but I guess they took it off when they did the blow through. Another thing that I did have was the 3-piece window right here. So I was like, man, I think this is the truck. So I walk around. There's a couple things that are familiar. Doghouse, speakers, interior. Then I walk over here and I see the muffler. That's what gave it away right there, because I put the muffler right there because I couldn't run pipe all the way to the back because of the suspension going up and down. It travels, so it's kind of hard to run piping all the way to the back. So I ended up dumping it right here. So I was like, you know what? This is the truck right here. This is the truck. Too many things to be familiar. And then when I bought it, I seen the year and everything. So yeah, that's when I realized this was the truck. Man, back in the day, I had the Ferrari. I had the Corvette exhaust on the bumper coming out before it was bagged. I had the dual tips on the bumper coming out. I had the badge in the front. This one still has the badge.
The Mexican one?
The Mexican badge. This was popular back in the day. And then another thing, I had a Ferrari sticker on the tailgate. This is back in the day. This was popping back in the day. I tried to have an exotic. It wasn't. I mean, it's a truck.
Perrillo was a baby.
Perrillo wasn't. Tú andabas con el pañal todo cagado.
No, yo no hacía eso.
Sí. ¿Cuántos tienes tú ahorita? 27. Quítale 11 years. Ah, ya estaba grande el güey. Ya se la jalaba.
Yeah. That's in middle school.
I was 12.
12?
Probably 12, 11, somewhere around there.
Sí.
Cagando todo el palo.
Cagando el palo, la verga, sí. Perrillo was still in Mexico. You were here already?
Desde los 7, güey.
Oh, ¿desde los 7 estás aquí? Okay. So I had the exhaust right here.
You can tell where it's cut.
Yeah, right here. See, this is the original, and then it was cut right here. And you can say, I mean, this is not original. So this is the truck. A lot of you guys gonna be like, well, I mean, they can be the same doghouse and they can be the same exhaust and the same speakers, but I mean, why would this be cut right here if it didn't have an exhaust like that? So yeah, this is the truck right here. So I had the tool tips right here. I had a Ferrari sticker on this side. This was like back in the day when Ferrari shoes with the Pumas. Remember that?
The Ed Hardys.
The Ed Hardy, the red monkeys, the Ferrari shoes, the Pumas, the white, the red. What you know about that, bro?
¿Cómo se llama? El movimiento alterado.
Sí, ándale, movimiento alterado. Sí. Perreo andaba en pañales todavía, ¿no?
I still mess around with it. No.
Sí, a ver, what is this?
Skittles with chamboy. You ate my sandía.
I did. So yeah, look at the truck right here. Let's pop the hood. They did some changes on the hood because I didn't have nothing painted, and these guys color matched it. So this wasn't painted, this wasn't painted, and this wasn't painted. Now the work looks a little bit raggedy. I don't know if it was like this before. I don't know if that was black already like that, or they did higher tubs. Now I did have 24, 26 by 12 intro wheels. These guys obviously went with the bigger size and a different brand of wheels. Now it has 26s, 28 by 10 reverse. Put a nice set of brakes on the back. It doesn't sit as low as it used to be because the C-notch was made for a 26. Now it's a 28. So it hits the C-notch, the rear end hits the C-notch before the frame actually hits the floor. So there is some stuff that the other owner had it. They had it for a while, and they did some upgrades on the stuff. I also see that there has a remote to go up and down. Before I had just two switches, you know, kind of like the old school way. Now it has like a any level, not in any level, but like an accurate
air management
deal. Yeah, so now it has this, which is pretty cool. It's better than the buttons, but back in the day they didn't have all this. It had switches. I don't remember where the switcher was at, but it was, I think it was like right here. It was like right here. Yeah. It's not the same radio either. It's not this truck didn't have a console. It is the same door panels and it's the same seats. They forgot to do the headliner. They should have done the headliner black. There's a lot of things that I'm gonna do to the truck, starting by repainting the whole truck. This truck needs a paint job. I mean, it looks good and everything, but to me, if it's the OG is back to the original owner. It needs to be 100. Like everything needs to be 100. So, gotta fix some stuff on the tubs. Probably gonna take that off, repaint the tubs, repaint all this, or probably just go back all original. They did the valve covers as well, red. We need to put headers. It did have a cam. I did put a cam on it, so it's still camming, and I did the exhaust. The truck sounds exactly the same how it was before. But like I said, I was balling on a budget back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do everything at once, so I was doing little by little. So we are going to be changing some stuff, and we're going to start off. First of all, we're going to start off with changing the wheels. We're going to go Billy Specialties. It's cool. I'm more of an OG guy. I've been rocking with Intro for a long time. Now I rock with a JTX, but this truck deserves intros because when this truck came out back in the day, Intro was the deal, was the real deal. Everybody had intros. If you wanted to be cool, you wanted to have intros. Besides that, Intros was the only brand making big wheels and wide wheels at the time. Now you got Raceline, you got JTX, you got Intro, you got Billy Specialty, you got other brands that I might be forgetting that also do big and wide wheels. But I feel like this truck deserves to go back old school now. I used to have the Twisted Rallies, and I'm not gonna go with the Twisted Rallies just because those are the wheels that the OG had at the same time. So I had the wheels on this one, and then when I got the OG, when I actually sold this truck, I already had the OG. Actually, fun fact, my boy Chop was at my house, when the transport came and took this bitch and took it to Vegas. So my boy Chop was there. That's when Chop was Chop.
A little heavier.
He was heavy, yeah. Now, right now, Chop is soon rebuy. He's not pork chop no more. He's a rebuy. He's a prime rebuy. You know what I'm saying? So he was actually there when they took this truck. So, anyways, back to the wheels. We're gonna go with Intros 26 by 9, 28 by 12 reverse. I'm not gonna tell you what design we're going with on that. It's gonna be a surprise. It's gonna be an OG wheel. But before we do that, we gotta do a bigger C-notch so it can lay on the frame all the way around, and we are going to be cutting the rear end a little bit more so we can fit the wheel. That's the first thing that we're going to do. Second, take it to Roberto at the audio shop so they can fix the sound system. Not everybody can do a blow through. This blow through right here, it doesn't look good and it doesn't sound good at all. So this box looks kind of funny, and we're not gonna show who did the box. We just don't want to burn anybody. It does sound good, but it doesn't sound good the way I like it. It's not up to my standards, like my sound truck, the TRX, and every other truck that I got from the auto shop. So we're gonna be taking this box off. We're gonna do another one. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of the interior on the tunnel and why we gotta change it, because I don't know what that is, but it doesn't look good. It's supposed to look like this. The amps, they're bolted to a piece of wood. This it looks like parece styrofoam, estupendo, but it's not. It's wood. They should have painted it at least black. And I don't know what's up with these wires, but that's not good. That's not good for me. So not bashing on anybody. It sounds good. It doesn't sound good like the way I like it. So I am going to be changing the tunnel. I am going to put a tunnel again, and I'm going to tell Roberto say, well, what can we do in the back? So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing. We're going to leave the sunroof. Once we do the rear end and the tubs and everything wider, cut the rear end, cut the C-notch, make it bigger. Once we do the blow through, fix it. Now we're going to take it to paint, and we're going to repaint the whole truck again. We're going to keep all this red. We're gonna take all this off, We're gonna put everything new again. I wanna keep it red again. Just a nice, clean look. The bed does have a lot of dings on the top, so we gotta fix this. Maybe cover up the hose. Sunroof is staying. Maybe put a different back window. Maybe change the mirrors to something more sporty. It has a PPF that needs to come off because it looks kinda not good. Fix all that, fix the tubs. Maybe go back OG here. I don't like when all this shit stuff is painted. I like when the engine bay is painted, but this is too much plastic to me. So we'll probably go back to the original look, different intake. Maybe change out the intake, or maybe put a supercharger in this thing or something. Texas speed, or maybe put a Pro Charger. This truck would sound good with a Pro Charger.
You had Pro Chargers back then, no?
They had Pro Chargers. I didn't have a Pro Charger, but they did have Pro Chargers. Like I said, it wasn't on my budget. So the only thing on my budget was a cam, so I ended up going with a cam. So yeah, fix all this, make sure everything looks nice and clean. New balance in the bottom, make sure all the lights work. PPF is on the hood as well. See the line right there? That needs to come off. Not repolish, but rebuild all this stuff because it's all white. If I gotta buy them brand new, well then I'll buy them brand new again. When we do the interior, we're probably gonna change out these speakers and do something else because those are old and they're toasted. And I think the dash is cracked already, so we're gonna have to fix that. Maybe get an antenna, just redo the whole truck again. Maybe do a nice little door panel on the sound system. I'm gonna keep all this original OG, maybe repaint all this stuff. Of course, my boy Enrique's gonna have to redo the seats on this one. What do you think?
Not that bad, but yeah, I can.
They're not bad, but they're old. So they're old. I mean, I did them in I think I did them like in 2010, 2011, I had the seats. And I sold it in 2013, so the seats been in here for 13 years. If I found the truck 11 years later, the seats they already had it for 2 years. So we for sure gotta redo. Now I'm gonna talk to Enrique because he's gonna want to change the color completely. He's gonna want to go with a green interior. I'm be like, nah, bro, black seats, red stitching, fix everything else. I think this door handle is not that, you know what I'm saying, it comes off and stuff, so gotta fix, you know,
handling,
fix the little things here and there. But yeah, overall, glad to finally get this truck back. We're gonna drive it right now. I haven't driven it in a long time. When I bought it, when I see it in Atlanta, I just looked at it. I just kind of glanced at it or whatever. Didn't really pay much attention to it until we got it. Once it's here, we can tell that the truck is not in perfect conditions, but it will be here pretty soon. It has all this stuff right here that is peeled off. So I'm gonna have to repaint all that stuff right there, or maybe do like a undercoat.
Black undercoat.
Black undercoat, or like black bed liner kind of type of deal. Because with the paint, with the rocks and everything, it's gonna chip.
Hey, are those billet specialties?
Those are billet specialties, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But we're going back with intros, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're nice. They're cool, but OG, it needs to have intros. You know what I'm saying? And I already talked to my Mr. Intro, Jose Moreno. Talked to him yesterday. We got some nice wheels coming for this one. OG wheels too.
Oh, so you go straight to the...
Oh, yeah, straight to the source. Yeah. There's no middleman here, bro.
You know the guy?
I know the guy.
Oh, geez.
You know the guy too? We went to eat mariscos. We went to... ¿Dónde andábamos allá? ¿Dónde andábamos? Anaheim.
Anaheim. Went to go eat some seafood.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Chorizo mar.
So, hey, so this is gonna have some Cali wheels?
It's good. Yeah. Interest in Cali. So yeah, we're gonna have some Cali wheels and.
I know what design, but I ain't gonna tell y'all.
Don't tell me.
Oh, you know the design. Yeah, you know the design. I already told you.
So what are you gonna do with these?
I don't know. Sell them.
Get a tiny one.
Tiny want
Oh,
them?
That he wanted to buy.
These?
Yeah.
They won't look bad on that set.
But but they're big. Yeah, these are nice. If Tiny wants some shit, he can not have them. He can buy them off of me. Did I try to sell him another set of wheels, some intros, but they were 24 and 26. These are 26, 28. So maybe he wants a bigger wheel. The thing is that when you go with a bigger wheel, you have to cut more. You have to go more in order to go lower. Now, if you don't want to go lower, well, then it's gonna be kind of like donk style. But if you want to sit real low, you gotta do a lot of cutting.
That's his style, like, because he has all the sound system, so he doesn't have to be too low.
He doesn't have to be too low, but he wants to be low because he likes back trucks. Now, if he bags it, it's gonna look badass. But I mean, overall, it is a badass wheel. Don't get me wrong, Billet Specialties, top online stuff. But this truck deserves intros just because it's an OG truck. So we need OG wheels. Like I said, this truck when it was popping back in the days, everybody had intros, and they had intros too. So this is the only reason that I'm changing out the wheels, just because it's an OG. But we got Billet Specialties on the C10. We got Scotch. We got intros, JTX. I don't know what brand are those. We got Wells, Bogarts. What kind of wheels do you have? Escos.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, we got a little bit of everything. We don't have a set of boys, but I do want to get a set of boys for my two-tone.
Forgiatos?
Oh, we got 4Gs too. We got 4Gs. Yeah, we pretty much fuck around with every high-end wheel. I got MV4s on my McLaren. So yeah, we associate with all the big brands, and it doesn't look bad with these Billet Specialties. But this truck deserves intro wheels, and they're on the way as we speak. So we're done talking. Gave you guys a little bit of the history of the truck when I bought it and I fixed it, how I found out it was mine, how I realized that it was mine, it was my old truck. So now, for the first time in 11 years, I'm gonna be driving it. So get some GoPros, Acosta, because we're gonna go for a ride. Let's go.
Damn, you should've stayed down. Look at your face now, look like a straight clown. Damn, you should've stayed down. Look at your face now, look like a straight clown. Damn, you should've stayed down. But you didn't, now you see me winning. Ain't no pretending, I'm getting plenty of these Benjamins. Real big, gotta get it in. Don't complain, get the digits, get it how you feel.
Is that me or you?
What? No, it's me. All right, guys. So we're about to go cruise on my old truck that I bought. I haven't driven this thing in 11 years, bro.
11 years, that's a long time.
11 years.
Where was it at? Atlanta, right?
Atlanta.
Right, you were standing right behind you. You didn't even know it was your truck.
So I sold it with 13,000 miles, and it has 30,000 miles. So they put 17,000 miles.
That's not bad for 11 years.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I put 13,000 miles in from 09 to 2013, and then
There's a prototype, dude. Damn, you don't even make those.
¿Cuál era?
It's just paper, but what are the ones you like? I don't think it might be out now. ¿Cuál cachucha? I've been using a hat the whole day.
Estabas acá abajo. Ahorita se va a mirar.
You're locked in or what? You're locked in? Yeah. You know what else is locked in? Buddy, go for ranch. Put up promotion at ranch.